Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Last night we showed you part one of my conversation with 10-year NFL veteran and former Kentucky Wildcat Corey Peters. Tonight in part two, we discuss social issues facing the NFL and his hometown of Louisville. I'm going to have to ask you about Coach Stoops and what has gone on in Lexington the last couple of years. It's been a lot of fun to watch the Kentucky Wildcats.
Absolutely. I'm really pleased with them. And, you know, obviously being in the NFL locker room, college programs is a source of pride for me. And being able to have a little bit more bragging rights these last few years, that's been great. And I think they're moving in the right direction. You see the recruits coming in, and I think that continues to get better. And so I'm looking for nothing but improvement. I like to see them take that next step and win the East, get to that SEC championship, and I think we're right there. It's just going to take a little bit more.
Being in the NFL locker room, as you said, everyone's got their school where they came from and a lot of bragging rights. Now I feel like, though, there's actually going to be more former Kentucky Wildcats in those NFL locker rooms. Lynn Bowden, Josh Allen, Benny Snell, guys that are going to play this year, Landon Young, Darian Kennard. There's going to be some guys that are headed to the league. How cool is that for you to see where this program has come from?
I love it, you know, and being a Wildcat's a big fraternity. And, you know, for those guys, I'll always be here and as a resource for them and help them any way that I can. And I want to see as many guys come from Kentucky and reach their dreams as possible, achieve financial independence, which is one of the main things for me. And when that happens, I'm always going to be excited about it.
All right, let's turn the conversation a little bit towards what's going on in society. And it's got to be hitting you, Corey, I would imagine, from all sides. Not only are you a black man, but you're also in the NFL, which has taken some heat. And you're from Louisville, where Breonna Taylor was killed by police. How have you been sort of reconciling everything and coming to terms with everything that's going on right now?
It's been extremely hard on me. It's been an emotional few months and just trying to really make sense of it for myself. But I think the positive thing of this is that it seems like a nationwide conversation has begun and people are really starting to see the issues here in America. I'm hopeful that moving forward, people will, come together and decide to put an end to this. I don't really see all of this as a political issue. It seems like a lot of the world does, but to me, it's a human rights issue. And so I think equality is something that we all can agree on. And until we get there, I think we're going to continue to see the protests and people being upset. So I think everybody just has to continue to talk to one another and try to get as good an understanding as they can and realize that we're stronger together than we are apart.
What do you make of the NFL playing Lift Every Voice and Sing before each game this year? Do you feel like it's disingenuous at all? Because this started a few years back with Colin Kaepernick, and the NFL did not take up for him at the time.
Yes, I think it's incredibly disingenuous. I don't get it. I don't see the purpose of it. It seems like people have spoken up and raising their voice loud and clear what they want to see changes and where they want to see changes. And the NFL has decided to try to do all these things as a form of misdirection. So I guess it's a start, but I like to see some meaningful action, as opposed to symbolic ones.
What would be some of those meaningful actions that they could do?
Well, I think that, if you look at all the NFL teams, they're in wonderful cities and, they can really use the platform and resources to get out in the community and make a difference and build lasting programs that are going to sustain, that their players can participate in year after year, that they financially fund year after year and really make an impact. And I'd like to see, more conversations surrounding the police brutality issue. We all love the police and want, we need police, but at the same point in time, there has to be changes made, and I think that's clear now. So I love to see, to get in the room and start having those conversations and figuring out, how the NFL can take the lead in helping fix some of those issues.
Now, it's not just Breonna Taylor, it's David McAtee. It's, a protester was killed. When you look at your city of Louisville, does this surprise you, or did you kind of know this was always kind of, right there at the surface, ready to kind of explode in Louisville?
I don't know if it's if Louisville's particularly special as it relates to this issue. I've experienced, I wouldn't say it's police brutality, but I feel like I've been treated differently because of the color of my skin by police officers, or treated more harshly because of the color of my skin as a high school student in Louisville. But I think those experiences aren't unique to Louisville. So, I think it's really a nationwide issue. Obviously, the issues that are going on there in Louisville have kind of brought those more to the surface there. And still, there's no justice been served. So until that happens, I don't think people are going to really reach a resolution. All
right. Corey, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck in the future. And we do hope you get another 3-4 year deal coming up soon.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Much more Hey Kentucky right after this.